Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Game 2 between mousesports and M5. Luminous LD is your caster pair today. The International Group Stage, Series 10. We got one more best of 2 series after this. From what we know, it's IG versus eHome, correct? No.
It's IG versus CLG.
Ah, are you sure?
Or sorry, IG versus Complexity. That's what
IG versus, okay, we're both wrong. IG versus Complexity, and IG has been on a roll today. But for now, we will turn our attention to Moscow 5 versus mousesports. Mousesports, they didn't look like the mousesports we knew in game number 1. Hopefully, they could pick it back up.
They just got absolutely destroyed in game 1. Let's be frank about it. Mousesports are going to ban out the Chen and the Enchantress, not wanting to have to deal with that jungler. But Enigma's in the pool. That's a hero that M5 loves to run. It's a hero S loves to run as well. We didn't see it last game. Definitely an option. M5 for me, that was just, it was a little bit of a different lineup for them. Not the most aggressive heroes, but they chose their spots wisely and really just got kind of outplayed Mouse in the end. Morphling should not get a solo kill versus TA Shadow Demon. Lycan slips through, Mouse pick him up, but two heroes that can really deal with him. Prophet in the early to mid game, and eventually if he gets a Hex, can definitely lock him down and shut him down in the jungle early with some good ganks. Lone Druid in the mid to late game with that Entangle. Two heroes that can deal with Lycan very well. So they give up a Lycan, but they get some very strong heroes in return.
Yeah, also last game, I wasn't too happy with the fact that mousesports had to put their Lone Druid on the long lane. I mean, they definitely got something out of it, which was Invoker farming up big time. But I honestly don't think Invoker is a hero that could carry you back in the game, whereas Lone Druid is a hero that could sometimes carry you back in the game. So I think the way that they prioritize on their players slash heroes, I'm not a big fan of that. But mousesports is getting a lot of mousesports heroes. Rubik being one of them. Sing Sing will have a very, very good support that he's going to be playing. But so far, not too many good spells that he could steal, aside from like Teleport.
Yeah, not too much for him to steal right now. They get a Rubik to start things off, and I just think, you know, that's the other thing I want to talk about from last game, is Sing Sing was on such a low impact support in the Venomancer. Oh, like, yeah, you hit a perfect game, you lay down your wards perfectly, you farm efficiently. That is not the same as stealing a Prophet TP. It's not the same as telekinesising, is that even a verb? I don't know. Telekineticizing, whatever you want to call it. Studying multiple heroes, throwing heroes up on ledges, making big plays happen with, you know, stealing the enemy Black Hole, stealing Ravage. You just can't have the same kind of impact on Venomancer. So I like the fact Mouse get their hands on Rubik. I'm a little surprised M5 give it away, to be perfectly honest. I feel banning that. I'm not sure what else Sing Sing can play in that support role that offers as much as Rubik does. And I mean, frankly, it's just, there's no support that can do more, at least not with as strong of a laning phase as Rubik has. I
mean, you could argue that there's, you know, Chen and Enchantress, they would do actually quite a bit more in a different aspect, right? Because they could jungle, they could push. But yeah, when it comes down to sitting in lane, supporting like this, you probably just have Venomancer with a very strong Gale. But once you're past laning stage, it's Rubik all the way. All the way. I mean, he just gives you so much versatility. Windrunner's now going to be employed on mousesports, so no more Hacko shots from Blood Angel, at least in this game. Now we have the pick and ban going back to M5. They definitely need 2 more supports. I think Prophet can be placed in support, but I doubt M5 will actually take that route.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see a Prophet support this game. It's just not M5's style, really. Taker is the pick. Well, man, they keep talking. This 1, 2, 3 for me, these carries, I mean, aside from Morphling, who has been having a lot of success today, and a lot of success as of late, these 3 to me really are very sort of reflective of the state that Dota 2 is in right now. They're strong in the lane, they give you a lot of mid-game presence, and they scale well into the late game. All 3 of these being picked up by M5. No actual stuns, really. They have Entangle, they have Sprout. No reliable disables, and yet I feel this is an amazing start to their draft. And with a hero like Lycan, normally a very strong pushing hero, that's another hero that can really shut down the push. Tinker with March Machines can really limit mousesports aggression. I think M5 have this late by a long shot, and I think they also have very strong lanes, so I don't know what Mouse do with these last 2 picks, but I'm going to say M5, the much better start to the draft, in terms of how flexible their team is anyway. They can do well early, they can do well late game. This team scales well, and it also has a strong start. So I really like M5's opening, and they can fill in the gaps with pretty much any hero they want.
Right, I was completely agreeing with what we're saying so far. Tinker, Lone Druid, Nature's Prophet may not look like they have a lot of crowd control as well as direct stuns, but you got to keep in mind that Nature's Prophet and Tinker rise so very quickly. It's not surprising to see them have both Gwynsu's up or Scythe of Vice up around the 25-minute mark. 30-minute mark if they're getting some other item in between, but they could get it quick. And once you have a couple of Hexsticks up, Lycanthropus, you don't have to worry too much about it. Now, going back on the other side, I was wondering, how the hell is Lycanthrope going to chase down Hero? Now, there's a windrunner for Shackle Shot. You can't really depend on it too much unless you have Blood Angel on team. Telekinesis on Rubik does have a really short cast range, so unless Sing Sing gets a Force Staff on his hero, again, you can't depend on it too much, but you can depend on the Storm Spirit. I could bet you for sure with BKB up on Lycanthrope and the duration of the pull, the Electric Vortex, Lycanthrope can kill a hero. So there's a reliable 1-2 punch from mousesports, but they need a little bit more. I feel like this is not enough, especially against Lone Druid, because he's going to be extremely, extremely tanky.
I think Storm kind of throws a wrench into that, though. We've seen it before from CLG in particular. We even saw it, I believe, earlier today from Na'Vi as well. The Storm-Lycan combo, so much range and ability to spread the map out, split push, and I love Storm up against Tinker and Prophet. These heroes like to be off on their own. They like to be split pushing. They'll often TP in by themselves, and that's where Storm, even if he's not in the perfect position, if he's in a decent spot, he can zip in from long range, get the kills, and that's how Mouse want to play this in my book. They don't really want to go for 5v5 unless they get off to a fast start. What they want to do are find the pickoffs, and even the final choice of support, it fits in perfectly with that plan. It's a Vengeful Spirit, good single target initiation. Mousesports, pretty, I like, they started off with a draft that just wasn't going to be able to stand toe-to-toe in a 5v5 kind of clash up against Lone Druid, Tinker, Prophet, so they play to their strengths. They get the initiation, they get the heroes that can punish spreading the map, and we'll have to see, can they pull it off? But the clash in styles will be very interesting to watch.
Definitely. Of course, the laning Sage is going to have a big impact on that. Suddenly, if Tinker is going to have a Force Staff on him, he becomes a lot more difficult to gank. Or Nature Prophet, if he gets a quick Midas or Mech, that's going to be a different story. So the laning Sage is going to be just as important as a clash for the style. But, I mean, Three claps for Vengeful Spirit, right? I mean, his hero mostly forgotten before coming to TI2, but a lot of teams today, at least in the games we cast, has been employing her. And to be honest, one of my favorite heroes. I'm kind of sad to see her not back in a competitive pool, but today, yeah, she's doing a lot of work.
She's had some good games. She's had some bad ones. I think Venge is just one of the most versatile supports because she gives you some late game presence with the auras, with the minus armor. She gives you some initiation with the swap, with the magic missile, and she gives you a disable to work with, which a lot of other strong supports like Venomancer, even Shadow Demon, they don't give you true stuns.
Right.
So that's something Venge brings to bear. And against Tinker, Shadow Shaman, Prophet, well, mainly the Tinker of Prophet, you just need to get the fight started. Zip in to pull, then Vengeful Spirit can follow up. This gives Mouse so many ways to start a fight, whether it's a Storm Zip, Rubik with Telekinesis, Shackle Shot, Venge. The one thing I'll say is they don't really have a hero like Tidehunter or Sandcane who can just jump into the middle of the fight and disable everyone. Sure, Lycan can run in and right-click, but he can also be kited. So that's going to be the thing for Mouse, is I still don't think they have the right heroes to just go barreling down 5v5 mid, unless they have a big lead, but they can find the pickoffs.
Right.
M5 really taking their time with the last pick.
Just my thoughts, and it's going to be a Beastmaster. It's going to be on the Dire Side. Yes, I had to look up on the top right corner.
Yeah, just look top.
Yeah, look at top. It's a Dire Side Beastmaster, so he's going to have the Ancient stack. But, I mean, you talked about how difficult it's for Mouse with the 5s5. I don't think they'll look to 5s5. They're basically going to go for pickoffs. And to be honest,
Right.
I think that's completely a decent style to play until you walk up the high ground, or at least try to walk up the high ground. Because, trying to do that against Prophet and Tinker Marching Machine, that's rough. That's rough.
This may be a first. Casting an this is an MTW lineup, what M5 has right now.
Yeah,
It really
exactly,
is.
MTW lineup.
Even the support heroes push really well. Silent, let's go ahead and introduce them. Silent going to be playing the Beastmaster. Probably going to be head to the off lane. Admir on the Tinker. I'm guessing he'll be in the safe lane getting some farm there. PGG on the Prophet, so we'll be a jungling Prophet. Vigoss on the support, the Shadow Shaman. Blood Angel going to be playing the Lone Druid. Actually, it looks like you'll be Blood Angel top and Admir mid. Excuse me. So that's M5's lineup, and I'll let you introduce the mousesports.
Yep, Mousesports on the Radiant side. Sing Sing! Oh, he's parking his butt on the mid lane, and that doesn't look like a support build to me. Maybe Sing Sing's had it with the support games, so he's going to be going mid where he truly belongs, in my opinion. Lycanthrope is going to be played by Black. We have Kuroky. Okay, for a moment I thought, was it a jungle storm? But no, Black is going to be jungling, so none of that. 1437 providing the support on the Vengeful Spirit, and on top, it is Sexy Bamboo playing that long lane.
Yeah, how are these lanes going to match up? Well, actually, before I say that, I want to mention Looks like Bamboo warded off the pull camp, also placing down a ward. Very concerned about the Shadow Shaman coming in, trying to set up some kills on him early. I love this ward placement. Vigoss as well, they really want to protect this lone druid. Blood Angel will be the #1 farm on this team. With the jungle prophet, he's not going to be able to create quite as much of an impact as a laning prophet. It just takes longer to get going. And I'm really curious, will he just be farming? Is he going to look to make things happen on the map? The nice thing about it, though, is even if prophet isn't high impact early, the threat of him being there is always going to keep mouse on the back foot.
Definitely, that's the case. Vigoss on the top, dropping a couple of wards. Vigoss playing on a support today. Wow. I know he usually is... I think he's listed as a 4 player on the Fantasy League, but he's mostly the player that gets a lot of farm. But this game, he's basically on full support duty.
Yeah, he is. He's absolutely on full support duty, and it's a little bit unusual to see, but... You know, these players are all very skilled, they're all very versatile, so it shouldn't come as any surprise to anyone if he ends up being very successful. Silent already in position to try and actually pull the wave back here. The bear is on the bottom lane. Wow, I have never seen this. We've seen Prophets and Treants bottom. Blood Angel is pulling the creep wave for Silent. It makes a lot of sense. It shouldn't be a surprise. They tried to stack the Ancients. Timing was not perfect, and in struts 1437, looking to place a ward. No Ancient stacking for you, he says. But who needs it when you have the bear on the bottom lane? Are they going to leave the bear here? That's what I'm wondering.
Well, I mean, if he really needs a bear, he can resummon, although that's a very pricey way to get it back. Or right when he gets level 3, the bear will gain return, so no big deal. If he parks it on the bot lane right now, it kind of chill. I think he's using it to pull. That has to be it. He's using the bear to pull. And to be honest, Blood Angel doesn't actually need the bear on the top lane. It's a range versus range situation. And Vigoss is in position to do a lot of harass, but that is going to allow Bamboo to get some EXP that normally he would not have gotten.
Yeah, looking pretty good. I hear Prophet TPing. Where did he go? Oh, never mind. PGG just trolling. It's a pretty cute way to harass. Oh, Vigoss. Oh, actually only level 1. I thought he might want to make it go there. Just gets 2. I think he was thinking about that shackle, but not going to go for it in the end. Middle lane, we haven't talked about it much. It's Sing Sing on his Rubik. He is going to be getting the solo levels, but he's up against a fearsome 1v1 opponent in Admir as a player, and then Admir also the hero that he's playing in the Tinker. Until Sing Sing gets 6, he is going to have a tough time, I would think, dealing with this lane. Fade Bolt is nice, but Laser is just better. Sure, you can do a little bit less damage, but you have no damage if you're completely missing. Last hitting gets a little bit trickier. And Fade Bolt, it's somewhat spammable, but really hard to push out against March of the Machine.
Bamboo.
Top lane, though. Bamboo. Caught out. The body block. The trap. Not quite perfect. No boots.
Bamboo just jukes the most awkward direction, but it's gonna work. Unfortunately, his towers don't have legs. They can't run, and his tower's gonna be in big trouble. Meanwhile, the PGG's gonna be wrapping around, and Bamboo's completely seen by creeps. There's gonna be a couple more right clicks. Well, no right clicks. Bamboo's gonna cancel the clarity, pops himself the win run. Where's his... Oh, he has no sprout. Bamboo's gonna be fine. As I say that, here comes Admir, laser, rocket. That's gonna be the kill. Wow, that was a long chase. And it wasn't even the... Well, does it count towards the first blood? It didn't say here. I don't think it does, but...
It does. 410 gold is split if you press enter.
Okay,
you can see that.
fair enough.
But it doesn't play the sound effect, which kind of personally annoys me, to be honest. But it was the creeps that picked that one up in the end. Still, first blood is spilled. And this top lane, we're seeing the potential here. Bamboo, so under level, he already bought 1 TP scroll to get back to lane. Has another one in his inventory. No boots up yet, only level 3. If once the Shadow Shaman gets a couple of levels, once Blood Angel hits 5 or maybe even 6, once there's some points towards PGG leveling up the trees, they can just come and push this lane. And a single hero with power shot, especially under leveled, that's not enough to stop the push. If you start getting early towers, where does it stop? We saw DK earlier. They had an anti-mage, and they're still, we're just racking up towers left, right, and center with March of the Machine, zoning everyone out. I'm not sure how Mouse can deal with that. They don't have that much anti-push.
Well, they have initiation. I think that's the avenue of stopping this Tinker. Storm basically says, alright, I'm going to throw my body in there, zip in, go for the pull, and you try to kill that Tinker. Because, again, if you don't kill the Tinker, that Marching Machine will never stop. And that's going to annoy Mouse to no end. So I think that's their only way. They're at least a lineup is built around that. So it's not bad. It's not bad.
Pretty even game so far in spite of the first blood. The big difference here is the experience, which is actually going the way of Mouse. Black in the jungle, being left unattended to, getting some decent farm. Level 4, 4 minutes in. Kuroky getting close to 6. Silent is getting something bottom. In fact, he's getting almost... Bamboo, in spite of giving up that first blood, in spite of that long journey, he's actually ahead of Silent. And because the Ancients aren't being stacked, I gotta say, it's not often you see an offlane here give up first blood, spent about 2 minutes running all the way around, dying, buying 2 TP scrolls when he probably only wanted 1, still no heavy boots, and being ahead of the enemy offlane. But he is. Bamboe is ahead of Silence.
And he's doing it against 2 heroes. Well, I guess to be fair, Silence doing it as well. Silence been trying to use his axes to do things like steal creeps from Vengeful Spirit, but really not having it. And there's going to be a pull on the bot lane here. kuroky basically getting his entire combo off. Can they actually get the kill? kuroky using the purge from his attack, and look at the perfect animation cancel from kuroky and 1437. Without that, they would not have gotten the kill. Some export board micro, unfortunately, it goes down.
Perfect. kuroky, 2,000 gold in the bank. Arcane Boots already picked up. That's going to fuel the aggression for him and 1437. And this Beastmaster dying once. The death isn't the issue. It's the deaths that are going to be so much easier for Mouse to come by. No, it's Power Treads. I really thought he would go for Arcane Boots with this kind of a start. Not that Power Treads are bad by any means. Give you some attack speed. Allow you to micro if you want to go towards the bottle. It certainly works for kuroky. But I just feel Arcane Boots are really going to help out here. Not only for him, I mean, even Black would like a little mana. Sure, he'll be fine once he gets his Medallion of Blades up, but for now, Lycan in the early jungling stage is constantly just having enough to resummon his wolves.
Back on the bot lane, 1437 leads with a stun, the pull, the right click, and will the Remnant hit? The Remnant does not, but the body block from 1437. That's yet another kill for kuroky in matters of seconds. And of course, now at this point, it's clear that Bamboo's winning on the solo lanes because, well, he hasn't died twice, and Beastmaster has. The Ancient stacking not really getting pulled off because there's an Observer Ward. And for now, I mean, I feel like mousesports is controlling themselves in the laning stage, and they definitely need to, right? Their team is built about ganking and diving very aggressively. You need to get yourself a little bit of buffer zone in terms of gold to get those extra bracer, get those quick magic wand to make your dives a little bit successful.
You know, for me, the next step, and really, I think what's going to determine if they get off to the kind of start they need. I think these kills are nice. I also don't think they're enough, especially because the first blood went the way of M5. To me, the one thing that's going to be the X factor is not only Black on the Lycan, but specifically Black rotating in either bottom or middle and applying a lot of pressure early. It's going to be hard to push Tinker's lane. Once Tinker gets Boots of Travel, towers are going to be real hard to come by. Sure, Storm can try and zip in, but likely Tinker is going to get off at least 1 March, if not 2. And then you might get the kill on him, but you're not going to be able to push down the towers. So for me, it's all about Black. When does he leave the jungle? Does he make things happen? Specifically, does he knock down some early towers and give mousesports some map control?
Similarly, I'm going to ask a similar question. Wow, it's late. When is kuroky going to leave his lane and start ganking? Now, last game he played Invoker, who arguably needed a lot of EXP, so he was staying in that protected lane for a long time. This game, I think he has to just go, right? His team is dependent on him to start initiate. He is the best initiator for his team. So I think the time that kuroky leaves the lane is the time that Black comes into the lane, and they're going to trade roles here, and kuroky going to start ganking. He has a very, very powerful start, and also you pointed out the lack of Arcane Boots. I think that means that we're not going to see a Bloodstone, and by extension, are we going to see Orchid, or are we going to see a BKB first? What's your thought on his first item choice?
I don't know. I mean, really, what does a BKB do for you in this game? First of all, if you get scythed up, or excuse me, if you get hexed up by the Shadow Shaman, you're not going to be able to pop it. If you use it prematurely to jump in, then you're wasting a lot of the duration. Oh, Bamboo! Oh, look at the block by the illusion! I actually didn't realize it was on the Dire because I'm so damn tired, but yeah, amazing body block. They don't get the kill, but they get the first tower, and once you get one, the next one, well, that's gold into the box of Shadow Shaman. The trance can be summoned, and we're going to see that this is so reminiscent of how DK played that game where they had Tinker. I guess the difference is their carries can get involved earlier, but the bear gets ganked off and picked off, missiles fly out, doing some good damage, but it is all about this marching machine. Even though the bear dies once, M5 really pressuring this lane. Look at the tower, already down to half health in a flash of an eye. Blood Angel now left alone, 1,300 gold up in him. He is not rushing a relic. Boots, as well as face boots on the bear, Orb of Venom picked up, still has a lot of gold in the bank. I really feel that mousesports are not getting enough yet. I think they need more, whether it's towers, whether it's kills. If they let M5 get up the Boots of Travel and Tinker, if they let M5 get up any sort of core levels, specifically the Shadow Shaman hitting 6, they're going to be a world of trouble. I really think this is M5's game to lose, not really in terms of the hero picks, although those are a big factor, but more in terms of how the game is developing.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about how mousesports needs to dive, but again, they need to have the big leads to actually make those dive. And to be honest, I think they're playing a little bit passively, and I think LD would agree to that. Speaking of that Boots of Travel, Admir is just 600 gold away. He's getting there very, very soon. We have not seen the rotation that you were asking for, Black. We have not seen Stormstray ganking. What is mousesports doing? Do they actually believe they will farm their way to victory? Is that it?
I mean, they do have a lot of initiation, right? So maybe they can farm for a certain level of items, but here's my problem, is you get those items, but unless you kill Tinker, or for that matter, Prophet, who's got a lot of anti-push as well, Midas up on PGG, how do you push? You get a kill or two. You have to kill both of those heroes, or I just don't see you knocking down a tower. Let alone getting the tier 2s, let alone threatening for Roshan, which is not half the reason you pick up Lycan, but certainly a big part. Zip in bottom lane, they won silent, pulled back in by kuroky, Black comes in, there's your pick off, that's what Mouse need. I'd like to see more. That is a start. The tower will take some damage, but in comes the rotation. Vigoss in position, only level 5, but even now at level 5, Ether Shock will help quite a bit, slowing down this push. kuroky very low. It is going to be an Orchid up. Vigoss caught out a long way from home. Just basically feeding a kill away to mousesports, and now they're going to start getting those towers.
And kuroky will be very happy to pick up those kills. He's just about a couple hundred gold away from that Orchid. This is a very, very quick Intred Orchid. We're basically 11 minutes in. He's going to have it 13, I think, if he's left alone to get that farm. And at that point, kuroky will be ganking all over the map. And right now the defense here is being mustered by Silent Sing Sing. He's just looking for the telekinesis. Well, he's even seen at this point. I'm not sure, but he's so close to death. There's a teleportation. It gets cancelled. Beastmaster looking up to get a Beastmaster roar off. No, he's only level 4.5. Sing Sing still invisible. Run into the mirror. He's pinging him out, but not going to go for it eventually. Stormstray could definitely zip a past, but he's very low in terms of HP as well.
Compared to Bamboe, who's now level 8 and 1,300 gold in the bank. You know, Windrunner is a bit stronger in the lane, but it really goes back to the ward and the Ancients denying those pulls. Yeah. That's where Beastmaster normally catches up. That is his bread and butter in the modern European Dota scene. And, well, he didn't get it. Silent, level 5. I guess the good news is Beastmaster mainly just needs 6. Is he going to find it, though? Zip in, kuroky, 200 health. Axes would do him in, I believe, but not going to even drop the mousesports. Fantastic coordination. The timing impeccable. And that is all of a sudden kuroky on a mega kill. He has every single kill for this team, and it's a Beastmaster is almost every death for his.
Yep, that's going to be the Orchid finish for the Stormster. We're going to see him take a quick trick home, and suddenly the teleport scrolls means a gank time here for kuroky. Vigoss leading in chart. Does he have the shackle? He sees Black. Long range shackle. No! He is going to go for a storm. How does he know where's there? Oh, that's Vigoss for you. Even playing support, he's diving between towers, diving between heroes for the kill. Dropping the wards, I think that might have been a questionable move there.
He wanted the big ward trap, but not able to find it. And there was a smoke available anyway. If Tinker backed off, could have used that. They get the kills. Still no Roshan opening. And they're not getting towers. They got the one bottom. That was it. They're not getting the tower mid. They're not getting the tower top. Mouse is doing what they need to do, which is applying pressure. But it's got to be a little bit more.
It's going to change soon. I bet you anything. It's going to change soon.
It's gotta.
Right.
It's gotta, because Blood Angel's got 3,200 gold. This is going to be a 14-minute relic, probably a 15, 16-minute Radiance. And if they get up the Radiance, if they have Tinker with Boots of Travel and March Machines maxed out, which they do. I mean, I talked about March alone stalling a push. They have other things to work with, axes as well. There is so much spam on the big zip. Orchid picked up on kuroky. Silent in a lot of trouble. Pulled into the Remnant. He will take fall. And this Beastmaster can't even sit in his lane anymore. He's got to find something else to do. But really, who can sit bottom against kuroky with 1437 backing him up? There's nobody as far as I can tell.
And that's exactly what we mean. kuroky, once he picks up the Orchid, he will actually just turn on the aggression. I'd like him to see it turn on the aggression elsewhere, though. Stop going on the bot lane. Because I think Black could be doing this a lot better than he could, to be honest here. He really needs to set up a gank here against the Syllabur, like you mentioned. Very, very close to that relic. But for now, kuroky picks up the tower for his team, which is very, very good. Now up to another 700 gold. It's time to pay that top lane a visit. They really, really need to stop Blood Angel.
Oh man, so they get stolen from Vigoss. That would be the level 3 Ether Shock. Not quite maxed out. Not able to steal the Serpent Wards, which would be the real prize. The disables are quite good. That's one thing we haven't talked about. Sing Sing has a lot of great spells. Roar, Axes, even the Boar is not too bad to take the Hawk as well. And especially Tinker's skill set. The Bear can be very nice in the early to mid game. You don't get the items, but you do get the big, beefy, tanky presence and the entangled potential there. So many things for Sing Sing to steal. Oh man, Black roared up. Are they really diving for this? There's a Quelling Blade. Sprout's not going to do it. They turn their attention towards Sing Sing. Sing Sing will go down. The March layered over top of it all, driving everyone back. Air support, if that's what you want to call it. And now Blood Angel's got his Relic. mousesports get killed. One hero killed off. M5 maybe even thinking about Roshan. Treants get summoned. Wards are available if there's mana. And with Tinker's March, it's going to be so hard to invade this pit. But mousesports have to contest this. I feel they can't just give it away, but I also don't know how they stop it.
Well, kuroky is in position. He's only got 800 HP, 850 to be exact. There's no wards up on the mousesports squad to actually jump in, so kuroky's playing this one blind. Wow, they're going to just give it up for free. I think mouseport, I mean, you talked about this, there was a sense of urgency in your voice that I'm hearing, that mouseport need to be paying attention to. Like, once Blood Angel gets his Aegis, once he gets up to his Radiance, he can be just so tanky. Tinker's going to be so annoying with the March. Eventually, Mouseport is not going to be able to go head-to-head against M5.
I mean, look at the gold graph and experience graph. Mousesports are ahead in the numerically, and I think a lot of people, oh, they have a Lycan, they have a Storm. These are very strong momentum-based heroes. Isn't this Mouse's game to win? Or to lose, rather. And I would say, actually, you know, the numbers are misleading in this case. I'm not saying Mouse can't win. They have a really strong combo. We've seen CLG, I mentioned it in the pregame. They pulled this off, the two very, very powerful semi-carries, the Storm and the Lycan, finding pickoffs, split pushing, denying the enemy team. But M5 just have so much ability to spread the map and the team fight. The only way Mouse can really have an advantage is finding those pickoffs. They found a few, but M5 on the Dire can always be stacking the H-hits, they can always be going for Roshan. Mousesports, they just need more right now. They're ahead, numerically speaking, but they're not ahead enough because of the heroes that M5 have.
Yep, Black now jungling the enemy jungle, but he's perhaps should be a little bit careful about his positioning. We do see Blood Angel now going back to the mid, perhaps a little bit closer to his tower for a little bit more teleport support, but Stormstrayer will run into a couple of these heroes. Vigoss is smoked up, but so is Mouse 1437. They're going to be running around the Hex and the Chain Sun. It's not chained up properly, and because of that, 1437 will survive before... Oh, no, he does go down. Stormstrayer gets one kill. He's looking for the second, but will he actually get it off? Yes, he does. kuroky's now going to TP out. Great control here for kuroky, both in mana as well as understanding of the gank, but unfortunately Sing Sing is going to get picked off at the end. It's a 2-for-2 engagement, but Blood Angel is getting himself killed, and that means his Radiance is coming a little bit quicker.
And guess what? Normally when you get that kind of engagement on the bottom side of the map, Black gets the tier 1 top, no question, but there's a Tinker, so they get nothing tower-wise. And a Prophet. Right. So they don't get the tower. Still, they do force a glyph, they put some pressure on it. Mouse is trading, and I think, you know, if M5 slip up, this could be enough, but if M5 play it right, they still have their tier 1s top and mid against Lycan. Shackle mid lane on Blood Angel, the zip in, the pull, he's got an Aegis, but if they get rid of it, that would be huge. They get rid of it, the Bear taking a lot of damage, Prophet bouncing through, Bamboo dropping low, should be able to run away. The Bear not killed off, but they get rid of the Aegis. Still, thank God he had it if you're an M5 fan, because that means Radiance is available very soon. Top lane, it's Vigoss on the run, an Angry Wolf self-ward trap, Sprout as well. Maybe not what he had in mind. The Quelling Blade out, Black gets the kill, Black runs away. And they're finding the picks. They just keep on finding them.
Sing Sing is going to find yet another pick. He got himself the Sprout, and now it's going to well, Tree for blocking here. Black running out of his wolf form just in time, but I think they are going to just chase him down. Sing Sing has such high movement speed. Oh, PGG with the jukes, with the jukes. Will it be enough? Yes! He gets a 4-stab out from his teammate. Now the rebuttal in Tango against Black. Black is going to be fine as well. Sing Sing's going to toss a beer up, and now kuroky cleaning up on the backlines. He gets one kill, completely out of mana at this point. 1437 also diving, but his team is already completely out of that. Mouseport, I mean, chaotic game favors this kind of lineup. When you have Stormstrayer, when you have Lycanthrope, when you have Vengeful Spirit, it really favors the Mouseport lineup. They got to do more of this, right? No more farming, just all go, go, go. That's what you do.
Yeah, farm heroes, especially the Storm Spirit. It's a point booster for him. It looks like he's going back for a Bloodstone. And if you're getting this many kills, I love the choice. I mean, normally I'd say maybe Shackle Shot, a Blood Angel, Bamboo, a long way from his team, but here comes the reinforcements. That is a very fast chicken, and Blood Angel, no A's, needs an entangle. Will he get the entangle? No entangle, no entangle. There's the entangle, but not enough. Sing Sing zaps him. Still a lone druid for Lycan. Not a bad trade for Lycan, having such a good time this game. Maybe M5 will take it. Sprout, they won Sing Sing as well. Medallion taking a lot of damage. He goes down. A long zip for kuroky, and he's not done just yet. Pull silent but kuroky taking a lot of damage. Is it too much? He's got one more zip. 4-step in. Down in the low, but PGG find him, and they get the kill. That is a team wipe for M5. Did anyone buy back for that? I believe so.
Nope, nobody bought back. It was just insane play after play after play. But mousesports, they came in one by one. If they were there as 3 or 4 in the start, I think they could have won the team fight big time. Stormstrip came in by himself and he was able to take down 2 kills. Imagine if he was with his team at the beginning of the fight. So right now, Mouse, even though they're getting the pick off, they're not doing it at the topless level of performance. They're kind of... I see a lot of less solo plays, is what I'm trying to call out here. And mousesports, I mean, they are famous for things doing like this, but they got to coordinate a little bit better, because M5, they're playing as a unit. Their counter-ganking is so powerful from all the games that we've been casting today.
And normally I think this style of play, if you get a lead versus M5, you can just pick them apart. A week ago, a month ago, or at least as far as their online play goes, and mousesports would just be rolling to victory with that kind of a start, but this is a different M5. Whether it's just the LAN environment, whether they're more prepared, whether they're more focused, whatever it is, they're not. You can't get away with that kind of thing against them. You have to be absolutely flawless in your execution. I want to point out, for me, the big thing right now is M5 is getting up multiple force stabs, and when you're up against even a hero like Storm, the force stabs will be big, but especially versus Lycan, force stabbing away when he charges in, Ghost Scepters as well. Blink Dagger maybe even on the Shadow Shaman eventually to try and set things up. M5 are still behind gold-wise, experience-wise, but it's a small deficit, especially considering that they feels like they've been on the back foot for a while now. And with the right items, which they're getting, it's going to become harder and harder for Mouse to find these picks.
Well, they're still staying alive right now, which is a completely important thing. I say staying alive, right? They're actually, ahead in tower counts. It's a tier 1 for... tier 2 for a tier 1 up in terms of tower advantage, if anybody understood what I was pointing out. But mousesports Kuroky, he's doing so much. Look at score, 11, 12, and 0.
2 and 0.
Yeah, 11, 2, and 0. Sorry, 12 and 0 would not be so good. There's a pull. I talked about the initiation against Tinker, but the force staff, and that's exactly what I talked about during the pregame. If you add a force staff, suddenly it's a different story. 1437 gets hexed up, and he's done. Sing Sing trying to run out. He has a Yule Scepter in between you and face. He's so quick, but an awkward direction he's running. He's going to tell because he's up with the first hit and Tango. Oh no. Sing Sing gets picked off yet once again.
Not done yet. Silent wanted Bamboo. He doesn't opt to roar, and Bamboo should escape. There is a TP pulling out for the Prophet. Silent not going to find him. M5, whenever they get kills, this team gets towers, and they're going to do so now, at least pressuring top significantly. And mousesports, again, just slight misplays, not really any big mistakes. It's not like they're horribly sloppy, but M5, a team heavily punished that big zip in. They won. PGG, speaking of slight misplays, gets called out. Kuroky with the big long-range action there. Very low. One more zip. That's all he's got. Will it be enough? The bear chasing in. There's your roar. Kuroky takes a fall. And M5 absolutely diving the base now. I said they were playing calculated. This is just aggression. Plain simple, pure and easy. Black held in place by vigoss, the Necro Book, doing big damage. One more chop gets him, more step away. And look at this Lycan, he's being kited so beautifully. But here comes Kuroky. He's tired of this wolf having trouble. He's gonna lend him a helping hand. He bought back for this one. They get one kill. Is it enough to kill this Beastmaster? I say not, but they do get something.
Massive pings from the mousesports lineup. This is what mousesports does best. They ping their teammates so much, trying to give Kuroky a little bit of direction and sight. Unfortunately, Prophet TP'd out. The score is 17-13. I think 10 minutes ago, it was 7-3 or something like that. I remember mousesports was leading by 4 kills. With the lineup that they have, they shouldn't be leading with 4 kills. They should be leading with 14 kills, I feel like. But they're just not getting the opening, or some of the kills they've been getting, they get chased back, and they've been punished when they dive too aggressively.
For me, the big issue is going to be when that next wave of items comes up. The Scythe device on Admir, he's a ways off of it, but he's not really that far. The Blink Dagger or Force Staff on vigoss, also pretty close. Lone Druid, what is he going for next? Hyperstone picked up. Could be a Mjolnir, could be an Assault Caress. Either way, that will be very helpful. I think Assault Caress will be the better choice to help deal with the Lycan's physical damage, especially because there is a Benj duffing it up, but it's PGG. Caught out again. The Sentry Ward behind the tower, I guess they had vision from a Remnant, or maybe they just had regular vision. I'm not sure at this point. It is nighttime, but 2 heroes behind the tower. No, sorry, just Silent, and he's caught out. He will take a fall here for sure. Silent stuff locked in place. Sloppy play from M5. who should have just given up the tower. Instead, they get 2 pickoffs. M5 pressuring bottom, and even when you use a couple, you lose the tier 1. You still force the TPs back because you have Lone Druid, you have Tinker, and you have Prophet to keep the pressure up on the other side of the map.
And this is exactly what mousesports needs to be doing for the next 20 minutes so if the game lasts that long. They need to just go for massive pickoff. Their team is just so fast. This mousesports team could dance a tango around M5 if they really wanted to, but they just got to do it as 5. They got to do it and have their backup if they should to dive a little bit too deep. I mean, kuroky, once he dives in and if the situation doesn't look too good, I mean, mana is definitely an issue at this point. Even with Orchid, he still needs quite a bit of regeneration. He will have his soul booster right now, but still a little bit away here from his Bloodstone.
Yeah, they can maul him to bits. To me, even with these items, he still is going to die if he gets hexed up, if he gets held in place by the Shadow Shaman, or eventually if he gets roared. There's enough physical damage to bring him down. So the real thing with the Bloodstone is going to be the quick respawn and, like you said, the mana regen. The HP, it helps. It might help him live here or there, but if M5's full brunt of all their stuns are brought to bear, he's not surviving that one. So it's a nice pickup. It's not a game-breaking item. I don't think it's going to completely turn the tides. The thing for me that will completely turn the tides is the double sight device that M5 are working on. PGG getting close to 1, the Tinker getting close to 1 as well. At mousesports, is there that next layer of items for them? I'm not sure I'm seeing it right now. Black 2600 gold in the bank, bamboo, mech and force staff, nice utility. No sight device in the works for him. And the support here is a quite poor. Sing Sing, Vitality Booster, Yule Scepter, that'll help him stay alive. But that is not a sight device, and certainly not a sight device on a Tinker. Uh-oh. Bamboo called out. Great power shot out, trying to run for his life. Will he be able to escape? It looks like he will. M5, they love to chase for these kills. Maybe they're better off just backing. They do give up a tier 2 for that Roshan. And Black gonna breach high ground, sprouted in place. The Quelling Blade is there, but he's not using it. Maybe some misclicks, but in comes kuroky, picks off Admir, PGG, TP's out. Oh no, they're fighting Sing Sing and Bamboo. Big time miscommunication from M5. They are getting racks right now. Where are the TPs back? Do they not have any? Nothing on Silent, nothing on Blood Angel. They have to hoof it back. They're probably gonna lose racks during this time, except there's March of the Machines. Everybody on Mouse drops low. Everybody has to run except for Black. Shackle almost on 2 by Bamboo. Only finds Island. That might be enough for a kill. Black sees it. He's like, yeah, I would love that free kill, but not if kuroky gets it first. Still, PGG wants to get something. Right-clicking desperately for Bamboo. A zip away from Storm. Lycan, with the ult available, is going to use it now. They don't get racks. If you catch a team with their pants down like that, with a Lycan and a Necro 3, a lot of the times you do, but the Tinker March is too much for M5.
It was a Tinker March against a Lycanthrope. Generally, when you leave a Lycanthrope like that, you basically lose at least 1 racks and, you know, have your other towers being breached. And you saw the communication from mousesports. It was Sing Sing and Bamboo. They chose to take on 3 heroes by themselves. Even though that's a fight that you usually run away with, they took it and they tried to buy as much time as possible for his team. But ultimately, it wasn't enough. And well, I mean, the silver lining is...
Did they actually cancel any TPs there?
I don't think so. In fact, I felt like M5, they rotated very, very late. I just think that even though they didn't go all the way there, it's fine. The next time they push, if they go for a quick pickoffs or something like that, they could actually muscle their way down. And given the fact that the tower's so low, and the fact that you already forced out the glyph, in the next couple of minutes, they have an opening. It's up to Mouse to actually take advantage of that opening, though.
Oh, the Hawk gets killed off, but here comes the March. The Wolves trying to do what they can, shackle onto Blood Angel, but you cannot fight under those nasty little machines. They will be forced back. kuroky on the high ground. It was a trap. It was a bait. Where's the roar? So many zips. Really inefficient mana usage, and there's the roar onto Sing Sing. Not sure he's the one you want to focus. Yule's up in the air. Not on the bear, but on the hero. Blood Angel, the one locked in place, but remember, he has the Aegis. Not the best focus fire from either team. kuroky gets ward trapped. So low, probably gonna take a fall. Nope, he's got another zip. He gets out of there. Shackle again from Bamboo. Zips over the cliff. Aegis will be used up, but Bamboo is gonna pay for it with his life, I believe. No, the Sprout holding the bear in place. PGG hurting his team. Oh man, that is a misclick. That is an unfortunate misclick. And now Bamboo gets a haste. He's got a bottle. Bash onto PGG. Shackle. Bear to hero. Bamboo is doing it. He's fighting the shackles. They're getting the kills. And now Black on the back foot. Should be able to get away. PGG TP's in. Sprout, immediate 4-step out. Look at the coordination, but no. Bamboo, a slight misclick. Probably gonna pay with his life. 4-step in. I feel like I'm watching a game of Pong or something, man. But in the end, They get the kill. Oh, and my voice is giving out.
Wow, Bamboo just had huge play, hitting multiple shackles. That was in a span of like 5 or 6 shackles where he did not miss any. When you're hitting 3.75 seconds of stun on one hero, two hero, multiple times. Oh no, Black is gonna eat a laser. Oh, if laser was shot on him, Black would have went down because that was a lot of pure damage. But for now, mousesports, they're okay. They got a lot of kills, and suddenly that top tower where his team worked a lot of damage on, that tower stands quite weak. I think mousesports, they're one win away, one fight away from actually taking Racks. mousesports, they sense blood in the water. It's time to strike. After everybody's alive, I think they're going to go mid and start to look for more pickup. This team, they could fight for such a long time. I gotta say that one weak link in that previous engagement for me was Kuroky. His mana management wasn't the best. I know he could do a lot better. And let's look towards him to do a lot better in these upcoming engagement. Long zip on the bot lane. Look at him. He's almost out of mana. Here comes the bear. If Kuroky gets roared, he's gonna be dead. Oh no. You talked about it. The extra HP is not gonna matter because a single stun is gonna be the death of him. Sing Sing now has to run, but the Sprout and Sing Sing does not have a force out. He's gonna try to run out. The Rocket's gonna do a big bulk of damage, and the Radiance Bird. Oh, the force out not gonna be enough. Who forced him?
That was Admir who forced that. I believe he wanted to force him into the team, but instead he accidentally force stabs him away. I believe it was him. TP in by the Prophet. They want more. Looking towards 1437. There is a swap to get out of here, but you really don't want to have to waste it on that. There you go. Swaps out to the high ground. Nice little play. He will escape. Black pressuring top wants no part of this fight. And here we go, mid lane. You said it would be a death ball for Mouse heading down mid. I thought it might be the reverse. And I guess, whether by luck or skill, I might be right. They're at least going to push in mid. Admir TP's out. For me, the big thing is that they're getting a little bit of time to farm up these slice of ice. They keep on dying. PGG on the Prophet, Admir on the Tinker. If they get them up, that's really going to make life hard for Mouse. But Mouse just keeps on finding the kills, and they're denying those slice of ice towards M5. Yeah, and every time, I mean, Black is trying so hard to push, but unfortunately, he just basically one screen away from the tower, and the fight ends, right, for mousesports on the other side of the map. So he just had to back off. It's a very unlucky play for mousesports overall. They couldn't really use Lycan's, one of his best ability, which is pushing tower as his team is fighting. And for now, Kuroky, nice dodge here on the Rocket. That was a pretty snazzy move. Yeah, can I just say, I think it basically boils down to Lycan, meet Tinker. I thought that was witty. I guess Lumi disagrees, but either it's late, man. It's late. It's been a long day. Whether it's a bad joke or whether he's just tired. Either way, cut us some slack, guys. But man, this game, it is the gift that keeps on giving. 46 kills, 32 minutes in, but every kill is an epic, really just an epic poem of a fight, you know? It's not like a quick, easy, simple kill. They have to make us work. How many 4-steps are there in the game right now? We have 1 up a Windrunner and then like 5 on the part of M5. No, sorry, only 3, but it feels like more. One of them's roundable. Uh-oh, Kuroky in a little bit of trouble here. Is he gonna get away? TP out. 1 more right click. 2 more actually. No, they needed 3. I was off by a factor of 2. In the end, they don't get anything. They don't get anything, and Tinker gets closer to that Scythe of Vice. Vigoss, I mean, at this point, he's been buying. Oh, Shackle Shot from Bamboo, canceling the TP, and that's huge. Tinker suddenly does not have any mana left, but here comes a Beastmaster, drops a roar, and Tinker is right-clicking for what is worth, which is, to be honest, not too much, but the laser from a Soul Ring, that's pretty good. Meg gets popped here by Bamboo, and the board doing the slow. Right now, you can see the Silence position. He doesn't want to get shackled up, and here comes a Big Storm from afar. Look at how much damage he's doing. The Meg from Silent. Oh, here comes again, going the other way. How many times has that happened? When one team jumps in and chases for too long, the other team comes in and get off a counter gank. Both teams extremely mobile. And Kuroky, if you believe or not, he needs more mana regeneration. I don't believe it. Oh, disconnect from Silent. Game will be paused very quickly. This is a game of chicken, but both of these teams are allergic to backing off. They will drive those 2 cars directly into each other. It doesn't matter if everyone's going to die. Those cars will crash. It will be a glorious explosion, and the viewers will have something to get excited about. But there is no manning down. There is no backing off for either team. At this point, they're just going back to their baser instincts, which are to be aggressive, which are occasionally to feed, but which are always to entertain us. And man, it has been such a ride of a game, and it's not over yet. Neither team has claimed Rex. Tier 2 still up mid for the Dire. Tier 2 still up bottom for the Radiant. Roshan respawning soon. And for both of these teams, that's got to be the next objective. Or should I say the same objective? Because it's sort of been the focus all game. All the fights and wards being around there. But it's coming up soon, and both teams have to have their eyes on it.
Right, let's quickly do an item check real fast. It's 34 minutes in the game. Mouse Black has Abyssal Blade. Haven't had the chance to actually use it too much because he's mostly hitting creeps and not really hero. Necrobook, no BKB. That's a quick, important thing to point out here because Scythe of Vice is coming out very, very soon. Yule Scepter, Face Boot, and of course the Vit Booster being added to Sing Sing to keep himself alive. Of course, Kuroky is going to be going 40 Hex, I imagine. Although, if he wants to go for a late game Lincoln Sphere, it's not a poor choice considering that he's zipping in and diving so aggressively. Bamboo has a 4-staff, and how much gold does he have in the bank? Just 1,500. And,
there's a big item pickup. Admir gets the Scythe of Vice. He is level 18. That is a 1-second rearm, maxed out ultimate with the Scythe of Vice and the mana to support it because of that soul ring. This could be real tough. If the fight, for me, if the fight starts to go one way, it's almost certainly going to go heavily that way unless there's buybacks on the field. Because of these teams having so much chasing power, so much lockdown.
Courier's gonna get picked off. I don't know how PGG saw that. He saw the Courier running past this ward, perhaps. Oh man, but back in the mid lane here, the roar being casted. Sing Sing's gonna go down. No chance to even self-Yule. And here we go. The chase goes the other way. Venge. TP out. He's gonna make it. Don't tell me he's gonna make it. 14-37, thanking his lucky stars right now. But unfortunately, his team not in the best of position.
Yeah, that's another Scythe of Vice. That one picked up by PGG. And the buyback from Bamboo. They want to contest this Roshan. Fortunately for Mouse, it's not actually up yet. Zip in, wants to make it go in vigoss, and he disables, and he is dead. Scythe number 1, the right click, instantly melted down. There's no amount of items in the game that's going to allow Storm to deal with that. Once he gets disabled, he is toast. Maybe a BKB would help him a little bit. Bamboo, he just fought back. If he dies again, this will be a huge kill. He will go down at M5. Just too much right now. The global presence, the multiple Scythe of Vice, probably the best support to have in terms of lockdown in the Shadow Shaman, maybe rivaled by Lion. M5 just playing their lineup perfectly, and mousesports, as well as they're playing, we're seeing the weakness of their lineup. They needed so much of an advantage, so much momentum to win this game, to get over the top, and going high ground, nearly impossible, even after you get multiple pickoffs. Now M5 with another Aegis. Was there a cheese for this one?
There was a cheese, and Tinker is holding on to it right now. And checking on, yeah, I think you mentioned this, PGG also has a second Scythe of Vice, and boy, it's an uphill climb. And of course, that was a buyback from Bamboo, so he's not working on any new item for a long, long time. We're 36 minutes in the game, and he has the same item 15 minutes ago. And I do believe M5 says it's time to close things out. Look at vigoss dropping a high. Oh, he's trying to drop that high ground ward. They're getting a little half due. But for now, yeah, he's going to walk up on the high ground. It's Blood Angel.
Oh, he almost got ward trapped by his own teammate there. That would have been pretty funny. Zip in. They want vigoss. Will they be able to pick him up? Kuroky turned into a sheep. Again, the defensive swap out, but that means 14-37 in a good amount of trouble. Shackle onto vigoss. They want Black. Black running for his life. That bear is way too big for this wolf. But maybe not. Maybe the rest of the team will get picked off 1, 2, 3 at a time. Look at the bashes, the chomps from Black. Cannot fight against Blood Angel, but can he run from him is the question. Cannot do so. The bear, too strong for the wolf. Ultimate natural force cannot be stopped, and here we go. It wants more. It wants Bamboo. Sing Sing's gonna take a fall. Blood Angel, the absolutely immovable force and also unstoppable object, all in one. Shackle onto him. He gives no hoots. He's gonna go in. Immediately goes to work on Bamboo. Scythe the Vice up. The Rex is exposed. The tier 3 taken out. 4-step in by Admir. Looking for the Scythe. Zipping in and out. Kuroky trying to do something for his team. Trying to make something happen. Gets entangled. Is going to end up making something happen for M5. Really overcommitting there on the right click. Black bought back. Gets a double out of nowhere. The Rex denied. How many buybacks does M5 have? They need a bunch right now. Because you know Mouse is going all 5 mid. And Blood Angel gonna take a fall. Kuroky picks him off too. No, 14-37 grabs that one. Mouse, it took 1,000,000,001 buybacks, but they defend. And for M5, how many heroes have it? It looks like 1 right now.
Well, I really don't think Mouseport could push all the way past the river, but I mean, they're trying to do so right now. This is their only opening in the game. I gotta say, it might have took a lot of buyback, and the fact that Kuroky was in the pig form longer than he was in his hero form. He was hexed constantly. I didn't even know how Mouseport defended this. I want to say that M5 kind of was over-aggressive. They're diving, chasing for heroes when they could have got the racks, but now the push goes the other way, and it's Black, one of the pushiest hero in the entire game of Dota, Necro Book. The house gonna get popped. There's one buyback from Lone Druid. Does he have the bear? That's the question. He just gets a resummon immediately right now. There's a glyph being forced out. I say they lose the tower and they're gonna defend, and now Black is gonna get entangled up. The defensive swap 1437 is basically dead. Stormstar zips in here. They are gonna kill the Rasa very, very quickly. Ball Angel, he gets roared by Sing Sing. Sing Sing stole the roar, and now they're gonna focus on the racks. Don't chase hero, guys. Just focus on the racks. Oh, Black hit the buildings. No, the Marcher Machine driving them away as Small Fry breaks out on the top lane here. It's Silent. Silent goes down. Kuroky adding more earn charges to him. Here comes PGG. The right clicks here. Bamboo dies. All that push. Nothing though. But Black, look at him. He's going for work. Summon the wolves. No, he gets Hex. Rocket for the first kill. The rearm Hex. He rearm Hex, the perma Hex. He does not have the mana. Black still alive at this point. Stormsphere, how does he still have mana left? He zips in from afar. He's gonna go for PGG. PGG's gonna die to the Orchid, I think. Is that the Orchid? How is he silenced? Yes, Orchid does actually get the last hit, and Kuroky will finish job with the help of with the help of Sing Sing. The teleport comes in right now. Will they actually finish the job though? There's an immediate Hex. Admir trying to do too much by himself, and because of that, he can be picked off. Telekinesis up in there. He does go down. Don't tell me mousesports actually gonna pull this one out. 40-30. They are the first team to be up a racks. Mousesport pulling a miracle in Seattle right now. Up a racks. 40 minutes in the game.
Never count a team with 20 buybacks out. I think that's about the best way to put it. Man, those buybacks so timely. And for M5, they forced the issue. Yes, they have the Aegis and Cheese. They did not have buyback, and we see what happens when they don't. I think if they had even one more buyback, they easily defend that push. Absolutely no problem. But they get caught with their pants down. Mouse give them a little kick in the rear. Mouse get one Rex. It's not quite enough. Tinker and Prophet can easily defend this with the March, with the Prophet ultimate. But if Mousesports win one more fight, and we're smiley faces all over the map, probably directed at us casters, then Mousesports is going to be looking pretty good. They need one more big fight, then they're going to claim another set of racks.
Oh, Bamboo, he's still having fun. And to be honest, how can you not have fun, even though it's such a tough game you're playing? You are Seattle. You're playing in the biggest Dota 2 tournament in the world. Bamboo just showing that he's enjoying the game as much as we are enjoying casting, and hopefully as much as our viewers are enjoying watching. But for now, Blood Angel getting down to business. He's got his assault. He's got his bats. But will that be enough? 1900 gold in the bank. Buyback in 2 minutes of a cooldown. So I think it's time to add another item on his hero.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, he really should be able to put something. 600 gold per minute on Black. Goodness gracious, that's most likely going to be an Assault Cuirass. And that is about, it's not quite as big as Lycan can get, but pretty much. You can replace the medallion, you can buy Boots of Travel. But realistically, at this point, he's got to save for buyback. You don't want to get caught in the situation M5 did, trying to push, going high ground, not being able to buy back when your team needs it. So for Black, the Assault Cuirass is most likely the next option. And if he wasn't already hitting hard, he certainly is now. And that fight, for me, the big thing, going back to that fight mid, Sing Sing stealing the roar.
That was huge.
Otherwise, there's no way you kill Lone Druid that easily. The roar and then the Abyssal Blade on top of it, that's what did the dirty work. And it goes back to the draft. Sing Sing just, when you give him this high impact here like Rubik, just does so much more for his team than something silly like
Blood Angel runs into 5, telekinesis, shackle shot, every stun will land. Blood Angel does not have the buyback. I repeat, Blood Angel does not have the buyback. Every TP from the dire side now going back to the base. I think it's time for Mouse to just rotate up and take that top lane as well. I seen in the chat, in Mousesport we trust. Well, it's happening right now. What a misplay. But they are, well, that was overcommitted, but they get the kill. No big deal. And now they're going to swing up on top. Black leading the way. Doesn't have the AC finish just yet. Oh man, he wants that bird.
Chase it, really? Don't chase the Hawk, man. Kill the Rex. That can't run away from you. Even though a little bit distracted, they're going to get one set of racks. This is probably the game. They might even be able to throw it right now. Uh-oh, Kuroky, big zip in, gem goes down, scythe number 1.
Kuroky has a Desolator. Kuroky.
They don't have to damage without the Lone Druid. Oh, man. Mousesports are doing it, man. They're doing it.
Wow, GG, guys. What a game from Mousesport. We did not count them to play like this, man. If they play like this, Mousesport 2012, pound YOLO. Tweet that.
Please don't ever say that again when I'm streaming
with
you.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good, man. I'm just kidding. But M5 in the end, it's gonna be a 1-1 series for the mousesports. Take that game number 2. This was game 2, right? I'm not losing my mind.
This was game number 2. We got 2 more games coming your way. Our energy is running low, but our enthusiasm is still high. Game number 1 of IG versus Complexity coming your way momentarily.